Oh my god, what a palaver. Hi guys. Man alive. It's been a very long time since I was able to stream on Twitch, but I finally managed to do it on Friday. And then I completely forgot that all my settings were different over here. Oh, God. So if you can hear weird noises in the background, it's actually not the dogs for well, it probably is the dogs as well. But I've got my printers going at the moment. I'm just printing something out real quick. Gonna have some fun today. I'm doing a crafty afternoon. Just moving my stuff out the way from my Twitch stream. Didn't need to do that for class. Oh, I'm so not organised. Hi. Yeah, I'm a bit late today because I got up late and obviously I had to take the dogs out, so family first, as it is, you know. So, let's get into it. My big stain of acrylic paint is almost gone. I've got rid of that almost, see? It's just a little bit. I need to get I think I need to get like the scrubby brush from the kitchen to get into the grooves, but most of it's gone. So yay, I've got that section of my desk back again. On that. Oh, coffee. Oh my god. Hi Casey, Gwen, Mika, Risha, Pam. Couple of other people logging in. Hi guys. Installing your grandmother's new iPad and reconfiguring the old one for Grandad. Oh my god. Hey Rach, Cody. Oh yes please, if you would Cody. Sorry, I forgot to post on Trello. The noise in the background is my printer, just give it a second. It's only printing 7 pages and it's about halfway through, so I thought I'd have a bit of fun today. So, where should we start? Let's start with this bit, because this bit's easy to get out of the way then. So one of the things I've started doing this week is trying to get to grips with Procreate. And I've done a couple of bits. I've been messing about with this girl she was actually a watercolour in my journal originally. And I put her into here, I've tidied her up a bit, I've blended her out a little bit in places, I've got rid of some bits and pieces, and then I put this background in, which is a really fun background. It's like all splishy sploshy. I am struggling with Procreate. Oh, my camera's way off. I'm struggling with Procreate because it's not intuitive. Everything I've ever used before is exactly like Photoshop. Autodesk Sketchbook, the GIMP, Photoshop itself, all the sketch programs, everything I've ever used is exactly like Photoshop. So I'm struggling to play with Procreate, but I'm trying to, and I'm trying to. I've learnt to edit with it. I can edit photos and stuff, and I can draw with it. Drawing is not the problem. Once I get to where I want and I've got what I want, I'm okay with everything. Why not try Adobe Sketch? I tried Adobe Sketch and I don't like it, ironically. But also, I've spent £10 on Procreate. I'm damn well going to learn how to use it. It is one of the best programs there is for sketching. Adobe Sketch, while it is very good, it's more for architectural type sketching and things like that. It's not really for digital painting and things. if that makes sense. Well, it can be used for both, but you need a lot more skill to be able to do it. Whereas Procreate, apparently, once you get used to it, it's a lot easier to actually get done what you want to do with the effects that you want. So that's why I've gone for... I had Procreate right from the beginning. The whole point of getting an iPad was to have Procreate. So that's one of the reasons why I've not gone for Adobe Sketch. I had Adobe Sketch on my other tablet and I hated it. You're sure your grandfather won't use the iPad, but he kept telling friends that he wasn't allowed one, so now he's got one. And he's got to ask his friends for help and not you. Right, so then that kills two birds with one stone, because he's not bothering you. He'll shut up about not having an iPad, and he'll have to admit to his friends that he's actually got an iPad now, so he can't complain that he hasn't got one. Just show him YouTube, he'll be fine. Anyway, this was a sketch that I did. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. It might be a little bit too... No, I don't know if you can see that. Oh, there we go. This was a drawing I did. A physical drawing. And then... Oh, you're using a finger instead of a pencil. Oh no, I can't draw with my finger. I have to have a pencil. A stylus. Always have to have a stylus. Why are you shouting at me? Do you know you're shouting? Yeah, this is Cerberus. Skelly Cerberus. Which we actually drew in a class from scratch. Coloured, inked, painted. The whole kit and caboodle. Hey Mara. Hey Rish. But I imported the original sketch and then I inked over it in Procreate. The idea was that I was going to recolour it in Procreate. So this is kind of halfway done. I honestly forgot it was on here, and now that I've remembered he's on here, that'll be something that I start doing. I drew a sketch of my friend. I was going for a realistic style. Now this is... I did a basic layout. Oh, it's so I can see it. Okay. But I'm only seeing you now. Oh. I did a basic layout in one layer. And then I did a more fleshed out layout. And then I used the pencil tool to go in and just sketch over the top of the second basic layout, and then got rid of the other layers. So this is just drawn onto the iPad. I'm quite happy pencil sketching onto the iPad. The trouble I have is that I have a horrible tendency to do that, to draw, which is really bad because then everything gets wonky. So then I thought, well, I've already done one face, why don't I have a go at some more? So here's another one I did. This was actually out of the 100... He'll complain he doesn't have a 12-inch iPad with a pencil next. Oh. This is from, you know, Med's Heads, the 100 Head Challenge. It's on Pinterest. If you just search for Med's Heads, there's 100 and there's 50. And he's got a portrait gallery. And I, just to have something to do, I came into Procreate, grabbed the pencil and started sketching. And this is what came out. I'm not overly happy with him, but he's not bad considering it was a warm-up sketch. And then we went to, now we're on face number 3. This guy came out really well. He's kind of cheeky. He kind of looks like Lemmy as a dwarf. I really like how his face came out. He's got a really cheeky face. He doesn't look anything like the original head, but it doesn't matter. It's not about sketching word for word, you know, millimetre for millimetre, the original head. It's about drawing a head, and I'm just really happy with him. He came out really well. So there's that. And then yesterday for my notes I had to do a section on Jung. I was rewriting some notes onto my iPad that I already had, because when I do notes I always do them twice. It's a habit from university. I take rough notes, then I go through the rough notes and I filter out what I don't remember, if that makes sense. So I take shorthand notes in rough, and then I go back through them, and if I look at anything and I go, oh, I don't remember that, I write it down. So that goes into my proper notes. And I thought, you know what, I can't be bothered with if I just write Carl Jung, it's never going to work. So I drew a sketch of him instead. So now I'm up to 4 heads out of 100 on Procreate. That's not half bad, I think. He looks like a dwarf from Lord of the Rings. Oh yeah, he does actually. He's like a kind of cheeky, motorbikey, dwarfy kind of... He's the rogue one, isn't he? I really like him. I think he's got so much character, and I'm so happy with how he came out. But I'm gradually learning that I need to do one really bad sketch to get one really good sketch. Because this is before and this is after. That's what a warm-up does for you. So there's that. Because somebody asked me on Instagram how I was getting on with my iPad. This is my laptop converter. A steampunk dwarf. Yeah. He looks like he should be on one of those little rocket-powered motorbikes. Yeah. Oh, I might have to draw him like that. Yeah, that would be quite cool. This is linked in my Amazon shop if anybody is interested. People have asked about it before. It's a really nifty little thing. It works as obviously a laptop thing. And then you can turn it literally converts your iPad into a laptop. And this is the 9.7. It's quite heavy, so I think if you got a bigger one, it would be really, really heavy. They do them for up to the 12-inch, but that's like heavier than my MacBook. But this is really handy if I'm just going out and I want to do a little bit of typing, a little bit of sketching, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I take this with me. And it works great. And it's got a really good battery life. I've had it since January. No, I've had it since before Christmas, actually. And it hasn't needed charging up yet. I charged it the day I got it and haven't needed to charge it again. And I use it all the time, which is really weird. Okay, let's put my Apple Pencil somewhere I'll remember I've put it. I will put it with my phone. Put it over here with my phone, and then when I pick up my phone I'll remember it's there. Okay, so this is my update on my little TN, which is still going strong. I'm way behind. I'm woefully behind with writing up my Hobonichi pages. I don't know what happened. I just stopped writing in it. So that's going to be one of my projects, is to catch up on that. I'm exactly a week behind, so I'm going to catch up on that. But I did write notes in my bullet journal, so I know what happened every day. I just haven't done the little bits, and I've got pictures and photos and stuff, so if all else fails you can just print a really big photo when you're done for the day, right? I haven't done any more to these, but this is what the final pieces from last week came out as. This one needs some more paint bits. I added all the blue bits to this. I haven't blended them all together in the middle here. I need to get some white to be able to do that, which is really annoying. And then this is the one. I did actually add some more purple to it. I don't know if you can see. Oh yeah, you can see it much better on camera now. I added some more purple oil pastel to it to blend it together better. And that came out much better the second time. So again, just need to add some inking or something to that. But I also kind of like it as it is. I don't really feel the need to finish it or anything, because it's just for me. But, you know, at some point when I feel like doing some doodles or something, I'll come back to these two. And then, this week, what the hell happened? You're going to love this. You have a 9.7 iPad. Yeah, this is the 9.7 2018. So it's the newer version, the budget Pro. You finished that damn notebook. Excellent. That's awesome. Sorry, chat has got a lot of lag because the stream from where I am is about 5 minutes behind, and I'm not quite sure why. But there's nothing I can do about that. It's not me. There's nothing wrong with my end, so it's something YouTubey or internety, which is out of my control. So it's just a bit of lag. Yeah, this week the creative brain squirrels went wah. Oh, Pisces season, Mercury retrograde, Saturn going into Aquarius. It's all happening. It's all happening, and my brain is just like blah, 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 blah. The squirrels are all going, and I could not get myself to settle. And when I can't settle, I can't create. So what I decided to do was just colour. But I couldn't decide what I wanted to colour. And then I was on Instagram and I came across one of Archaic Nocturie's posts. It was just in the feed. And her work is so amazing. It's incredibly inspiring and it's just beautiful. It was actually this one, I believe. Yeah, because this has got the video. Look at her work. It's exquisite. It's all black work. And she just changes colours. This is all hand done. All of it. But she did a step-by-step. She's absolutely incredible. I love watching her work. I wish she did long YouTube videos because her stuff is just amazing. Well, January she did all black and gold. And this month she's gone for a bit of colour. And I just loved the look of all this detail and then the black in the background. I was like, ooh, colour all the things black. Paint it black. Yes. So on went the goth music and we started painting things black. And what did I do but start working in my little Passport TN. And I've been using this just for little scratch notes, like grocery lists. This is about 2 weeks worth of grocery lists and YouTube notes and odd bits and pieces. So I thought, well, you know what? Sod it. I'll do what's inspiring me. I'll make a bullet journal page. Collective gasp. This is not my working bullet journal, okay? My working bullet journal is not decorated. It's not even very organised. It's just lists of lists of lists and stuff I need to do and tick boxes, and it keeps me sane. But I just needed to colour. So I did. And this is what came out. And I've only got personal stuff in here. I haven't got work stuff or anything like that. I've got one note on here about something that Katie's working on, and obviously I've got my class stuff in here, but I haven't, nothing else. So obviously I need to put in today, event, YouTube, 4:30 did we start? There we go. So the only work I've got in here is my class sessions and when my prompts are due, just because otherwise I would decide to do something else on Tuesday and forget that I've got a prompt due. But yeah, I really enjoyed this, so I said, what the heck, I'll make a March page. So for March, look at that awesome sticker. This is stickers. This is hand drawn, but this is stickers, okay? I'm too lazy to do all of that. I've said before, the reason I don't do a decorated bullet journal is because I don't, if I'm going to put that much energy into something, I'm going to do it in my actual journal or on a piece of artwork. I'm not going to do it, you know, bullet journaling is not my creative outlet. I've got many others. But I wanted to colour things in, so I coloured the page in black and I added some strange stickers. I'm trying to use up my sticker stash. I've got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of stickers. So, and then I said, well, you know what? If I've done March, I might as well do week 1. So I did week 1 as well. It's not finished yet. Needs some more. Needs some more bling. I'd probably do some white doodling on it, because I'm practicing with my dip pen at the moment. So this is actually quite good. I put down waterproof black ink and then use the white dip pen over the top. It gives me a chance to practice without feeling like I have to be finishing something or anything like that. I don't know where I'm going with it, or if I'll ever do another page. I needed it this week to calm my brain down. I could not create. All I wanted to do was colour. And all I wanted to do was colour everything black. So, stickers, black pen, here we go. So, yeah. I'm going to finish off this page at some point. I want to put lots of white on it. I want to do a lot more. I like this. It's okay. But I prefer this. So, I want to get some white going on this page. I just really like the white on black. And with the little touches of gold. I don't know if you can see that, but I put shiny gold and then I put glaze on there. What white pen do I use? Actually, I use as a Uniball Signo Fine. The fine point one. But at the moment, the white ink I'm using in here is the white acrylic. Liquitex white acrylic ink. Use it with my dip pen. The only thing you have to do is make sure that you clean your dip pen properly. But that's easy. You just run it under the tap, but if there's anything left, you run it under hot water and it all peels off. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. I'm loving this little journal. It's just something about it is helping me corral the squirrels, because I don't feel any pressure or need to do anything particularly in it. It's just a little notebook that I carry around with me to do stuff in, and yet I'm ending up doing more creative stuff in this than I normally do, just on a daily basis. Usually if I'm doing something creative, I'm doing it for a reason. I'm doing it for class, or I'm doing it for here, or I'm doing it for a piece that I'm going to put in my shop or whatever. But this is just for me, and I'm just really enjoying it. It's just somewhere to corral the squirrels when I need to. So it's fun. So I'll put that there, because I'll need it in a minute. Now, on to what I'm planning to do today. So, shift gears, guys. Shift gears. And that little journal as well is in my Amazon shop. So if you follow the link to my Amazon shop, you'll find the link to that. It's only £13. Somebody bought it for me for my birthday, which is very kind of them. Thank you, Val. There is a bigger one as well. There's an A5, but I wouldn't want the A5. I wouldn't mind the slim size, but I don't think they do it, unfortunately. But I just love this. I absolutely love the feel of it. Okay, so in the link down below, let me backtrack. Coffee. You got a glass dip pen. Yeah, I've got a glass dip pen, but it doesn't work. It doesn't. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong with it. Maybe I need to look up a tutorial or something. But when you dip the ink in, dip it in the ink, it doesn't flow. The ink just stays on the nib. It doesn't flow. So I don't know. It's not broken or anything, so I don't know what's going on with that. It's probably user error. I'm not an expert with dip pens. Okay. So, at the beginning of the year, I said I was looking at the 20 in 2020 challenge. The 2020. There's lots of it. Okay, so the idea is that you do 20 challenges in 2020. And some of them are 20 books I'm going to read or something like that. Some of them are 12, so 12 projects you're going to complete. And some of them are just, I'm going to do this year. So one of the things I've got on my list for this year is to master my silhouette or sell it. Use it or lose it. And if I can't get my head around it, there's got to be somebody who can. So if I can't figure out how to use it, it's going to a new home, because it's 140 quid that's just sitting there laughing at me. And I'm not okay with that. Hey, Jane. One of the other big purchases I made this year, or investments, I guess, is my sewing machine, which I adore. So one of my 2020s is to, did I say 6 or 12? I can't remember. I didn't want to be overly ambitious because I'm a novice sewer. Show. There we go. Found a link for the US Amazon one. You bought the tiny one. It's so cute. It's such a lovely book. It really is. Hi, Marianne. So one of my 2020s, and I can't remember what I wrote down, and I don't have my little Hobonichi Weeks with me to find it. That's where I've put it, with my health and fitness stuff and my home, heart and health stuff. It's in the back of there. That's what I'm using the notes section for, is my 20 and 2020. I can't remember if I did 6 or 12. I want to learn to sew 6 or 12 new things. Because I can sew, and I can use a sewing machine now, and I'm confident that I can rogiver my way through just about anything. So I want to do some more machine sewing. Now, if you look in the links down below, there is a tutorial listed for, let's turn the sound off. Oh, hang on. Hold that thought while I rewind it. Okay. It's a Delfonics Utility Pouch Dupe tutorial by The Grain Creative. It's an hour and a half tutorial that she's put together of a 4-hour session she did. Now, it has a free pattern at the bottom as well, which is always good. Free patterns are good, right? There is another one by Tiffany. Oh, I knew her name until I just said that. Tiffany Julia. So there's another one here by Tiffany Julia. Hers is a PDF in her shop. I think she's got all 3 sizes. Grain Creative, I don't know her name, is she's only got the small and the medium. But I figured I would have a go at it. So that's what I'm going to have a go at today. So it's either going to be kind of a cool tutorial, or it's going to be kind of a cool play along with me because I'm a novice sewer too. Can we make this? Is this easy enough for a beginner to make? Or it's going to be absolutely hilarious and we've got several hours of comedy ahead of us. So I've printed out the pattern. That's what I was doing just now. I'm already looking at this and going, cut 2. How many is 2? Because you know me in maths, and I don't like following instructions. I was tempted to just grab some fabric and just make my own and just forget the pattern. But I really want to see if this is easy enough to do. Is this easy enough to follow? Grain Creative said hers, she cut it all out, and then it took her 4 hours to put it together, doing it as a tutorial. Obviously she skipped the sewing bits, but you know, that's how long it took her to make it as a tutorial. So I'm thinking probably 4 days for me. I don't know. But I'm going to have a go. Why not, right? Because what I'm learning that's new here is A, making an entire thing. Thanks, Cody. I do have an Amazon US shop, and I am an affiliate, but I can't work out how to add to my Amazon US shop. Every time I do that, it says that I have to put it in my UK shop, and US customers will automatically be redirected. I don't get it. Yeah, thanks. For anyone who's not seen the Delfonics pouch, I'm sure you are all familiar with the Delfonics pouch by now. But it's the little utility pouches that everybody's going gaga for. I'm not a huge fan. I go, oh, I like that multicoloured one though. That's kind of cool. Oh, it's one on Etsy. Oh, that's kind of cool. I like the multicolours. Ooh, nice. Yeah, they've got pockets inside, pockets outside, pockets everywhere, zip in the middle. They're not see-through, so I'm not a huge fan. However, as a sewing tutorial, I'm sure if I make it, I will be able to use it for something, right? Even if it's only for makeup, I'll make it for you something. It will teach me how to do an entire pouch thing, which I've not done before. I've made clothes, I've never made a pouch. I've never followed a pattern. I've never done pockets. That's not true. I've put pockets into things, but I do pockets like the Edwardians used to do pockets. Like you cut a slit and you cut a thing and you attach the bits around the outside and ta-da, you've got a pocket. This is proper pleated external sewn into the hem pockets. And putting in a zip. Now I've put in a zip by hand, but I've never done it on a sewing machine. So you looked on Amazon this morning, it's expensive. What is? Oh, the Delfonics pouches. The Delfonics pouches here are about £30, which is way more than I'm happy to. Way more than I'm happy to pay for a bag with some pockets. Plus, it's not clear, so I wouldn't be happy with it if I bought it. I already know that I wouldn't use it for its intended purpose. It would annoy me. But if I make one myself... You hate doing zippers on sewing machines. I had a zipper foot. I have one of those half feet that's for a zipper. So I think I'll learn how to change the foot on my sewing machine and use a zipper foot all at the same time. So most of today I think is going to be cutting out this. So sorry if that's going to be boring for you guys, but you know, if you want to print this out, the link to her PDFs is in her video. So print out the pattern, grab some fabric and some scissors, and you know, let's see if we can make this, shall we? I figure I could make this by hand easily. I know I could. I'm not so happy about following the pattern, but I could definitely make it by hand. I know I can stitch it and do all that. Can I do it on the sewing machine? That's the thing. I want to make a project from start to finish on the sewing machine. So, yes, I would like one just to use as and when I feel I need it. Like if I go away for a weekend, it would be incredibly useful to throw all my journaling stuff in one of those. Absolutely. Because all the ones I've got they're either clear and they have no pockets, or they have loads of pockets but they don't zip up at the top. I don't have one that does both. Although I do have one that fits in my pouch, which is also really handy. But then that's taking two instead of one. You've got all your stuff on display. If you're travelling, that's not necessarily what you want. So I'd like to have one just in case I need it, or just in case I want to use it. But I don't... Did I not bring my scissors with me? Am I that stupid that I didn't bring my scissors over? I think I am. Hang on a minute. Idiots. Idiot. And these, and oh, probably need my pins as well, won't I? Hang on. We're done with them. Okay. Cooking with gas. Oh. So, the one that you love to sew but your sewing machine's buried, well, there's a good reason to get it out. Well, if I can't do the zipper on the sewing machine, I know I can do it by hand. So it's not a big deal. If they were, say, £15 instead of 30 to 38, I might consider just picking one up, but no. So I need to cut this out, don't I, while I'm chatting. So the one that you pay for on Tiffany, I've forgotten her flipping name again. Oh my god. Tiffany's tutorial, that is a paid for one where she's got all 3 sizes of the pattern. Hi Marianne. Hers is an outside and an inside lining. So you make the outside, you make the inside, and you cut the two to put the two together. And the lining is kind of separate, so it's nicely finished on the inside. This one, it does have a lining, but it's all sewn in together, and then you use grosgrain ribbon on the, or bias binding on the things on the inside to hide the seams, which is much more me. I don't think I'm ready to try and make a pouch with an inside out pouch inside it as well. Let's learn to walk. Hi Sarah. Sarah. Are you Sarah or Sarah? Always confuses me. It's Sarah, isn't it? Because you're American. See, we have that name here. It's Sarah. But it's like there's an Australian name. It always confuses me because Courtney calls her friend Sian, S-I-A-N. That's how they pronounce it. But here it's Shan. But what they say is Shan is S-H-A-A-N with an apostrophe, like Furry Little Peach. Names, man, it confuses me. Okay, let me put my pieces of pattern there. So, what do you want to chat about while I cut out this pattern? Because I got up late. I was going to do this morning, but I was up really late last night because I got excited about a new project. Brain squirrels, I'm telling you. And then I didn't get to do this morning, so this I think is the small pouch. Yes, this is the small pouch. The small pouch, you don't have to add a seam allowance, you just sew. It's assumed a 1/4 inch seam allowance, which is what I'm used to doing. I make my pattern pieces, well, if I'm measuring stuff, I automatically include a 1/4 inch seam allowance. The medium one, because of the size it prints, you have to add a 1/4 inch seam allowance. And I don't trust myself to remember to do that while I'm streaming. So this is the little A5 one. How are the pups doing? The pups are good. Miss Maddie is getting over the shock of the fact that she went out to pee last night and it was snowing. Yep. I know. Scooby-Doo is fine. He's been a bit of a minx today. He's very full of himself, but I seem to have worn him out. So they're asleep on the sofa at the moment. It's not a sofa, it's a big chair. Yeah, that's because they've just been out. Like, literally 20 minutes before I came on. I didn't wake up till 3 o'clock. Because I work from home and I work for myself and I'm quite happy to work whenever. I don't feel the need to keep strict hours or anything because I don't have kids going to school in the morning or anything like that. If I need to sleep, I just sleep. And if that means I'm up till 2 a.m. tonight, then I'm up till 2 a.m. tonight. It makes no difference to me. Some days I get up at 6 and some days I don't get up till 3. And that's just the way life is in my house. But I'm always up at 10 past 5 in the morning. Because 10 past 5 in the morning is the time that the neighbour upstairs gets up to go to work. And when he gets up to go to work, Miss Maddie gets up to pee. And she wakes me up. And we've all got to go out and go and pee and go out to bed. Double fold and stitch hem this edge only. Okay. Do I need to... That's not lined up. I'm assuming I don't need to... I'm assuming that that label with the extra bit is just there to make sure that you don't forget to do that. Let's not assume anything until we've got it all sorted. So I'm not going to cut that to the line yet. I'm assuming that it is actually you just cut the line and that's just there to make you stop and actually read it. It's a really clever idea actually. Because I wouldn't have stopped and read it. Who reads instructions anymore? Come on. You're lucky I'm even cutting out the pattern and not just winging it. I could have just approximated the size. But I wanted to challenge myself. Because I don't normally follow patterns because patterns are annoying. I find it easier to paint... No, not to paint. To make stuff from an image in my head and figure out how to make it as I go than I do to... I'll keep that bit. That's big enough to go in the scraps box. I don't keep white paper scraps anymore unless they're quite large. These are large enough to actually use for something like a journaling spot, so. But I recently found a whole stash of them that I'd kept from offcuts of stuff where I'd keep things like this just because, oh, that'll be big enough for a title. Yeah, but I never used it as a title, and then by the time I did, it was all crumpled and dog-eared and yellow, and I was like, oh, okay. I'm never going to use that, am I? It's when you wake up because you need your biz let the crazy dogs out. Everybody lets their crazy dogs out at 5 a.m. My neighbour works for a delivery company, so he's up and out at, like, he starts work at like 6:30 or something ridiculous. Getting stuff ready for deliveries starting at 9, so yeah, he's up at 5 a.m. So Miss Maddie's up at 5 a.m. So everybody's up at 5 a.m. She was not happy when she found out it had been snowing. She was like, what is this? I've got to admit, I wasn't that happy myself. I mean, it's nearly the end of February. The end of February already. How? Where? What happened to February? Whoosh. Oh, I could have got my trimmer out for these bits. That would have been quicker, wouldn't it? But never mind. That would have just been another spot I'd have to clear off my desk. So yeah, I had planned to have this bit all done. But I guess if there's anybody playing along with me, then it means you've got a chance to get everything sorted out together as well, haven't you? How's the car? The car is okay at the moment, touch wood. I went out and started it this morning. Haven't been out in it since Saturday. Wasn't sure if it was going to start, but it just about did. It's got to have a new battery, but the battery that they got me is an extra heavy duty one, and they've got to order it, and it's on back order. So I'm just basically having to start it twice a day, every day, to make sure it keeps running, or take it on a long drive every other day. If it's a big enough piece to go through the printer to print a photo on, then I'm keeping it. That's my new rule for paper, because this paper's expensive. It's not copy paper, it's proper paper. I don't buy copy paper. Copy paper doesn't like my printer, or my printer doesn't like copy paper. It's a snob. Yeah, so I'm just waiting for a new battery under warranty. The battery is under warranty. Yeehaw. Which is good, because I remember saying now, when we had the heavy duty battery put on, that they'd put a heavy duty battery, it was brand new, so at least if I needed an 1/8 battery I wouldn't have to pay for it. But unfortunately they're on back order, so I've got to wait a little bit to get it. I don't know why he didn't just put a little one in. I think maybe he thinks that my car wouldn't cope with a little one, because it only just copes with a big one. I don't know. But yeah, that's basically what's up with it at the moment. We think, because the battery is actually dead. The battery is, it's supposed to output 35, and it only outputs between 13 and 17. That's what he told me. So, alrighty, let's see. So we've got zip border, tape to 6B along this edge. Ooh, 6A, 6B, 5A, 5B, 4. Oh my god. Okay, don't panic. Don't panic. We can do this. We don't know where our tape is, but we can do this. 6A, 6B. 5A, 5B. 4A, 4B. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, let's start there then. Let's start with 3, 2, and 1. Or 1, 2, and 3. There we go. There's the bits. Let's deal with this first. So, number 1, base layer. Cut 2 of external fabric. Cut 2 of interior fabric. Mark notches. That's the notches, right? Yeah, okay. Okay, well that's easy. I can do that bit. So now all we've got to do is pick the material. And I have lots of cool material, because I found these little bundles for £1, because they were getting rid of them. Yeah, there's a horrible pink one in there, but you know, there's always something, isn't there? But I've got all this cool fabric. I really like this. I think that would be nice on the inside, actually. Or possibly even the outside. Maybe that on the outside and that on the inside or something. I also really like this, even though it's got pink on it. It's really muted colours. It reminds me of archaic Noctuary's sketches. You know, the black work from the bullet journal? This would be really nice. So what if I did the base layer in that? Exterior. I pick a coordinating fabric for the pockets. Oh, these are the pockets. Okay, front pocket, exterior, flat pocket. Back exterior, flat pocket. Okay. So that goes on there like that. And then on the back, that goes on there like that. And we've got an inside and outside to make it thick. Okay. I've never done a pattern before, and I can't do maths, and I don't know what I'm doing. That pink actually would make a good interior colour, wouldn't it? Because I'm never going to use it for anything else. I don't care if it gets messy, and it's actually light, so I'd be able to see what's inside it. Yes, you're quite right, Sarah, it would. Because I'm never going to use it for anything. I don't know if there's enough of it, though. Okay. That's cut 1. That's cut 1. So oh, no, that's cut 1. That's cut 2. So I need an interior of this, and I need two of these. One exterior. Sorry, the dyslexia is getting to me. This is where left and right and up and down and east and west make no sense. Interior, exterior. I've said the words too many times now. They don't make sense. Cut 1 outside fabric. Okay, let's do it this way. Cut 1 outside fabric. There we go. Cut 2 outside fabric. Cut 2 inside fabric. So that's inside fabric. Cut 2 inside fabric, 2 exterior. So this and this needs to be in the inside fabric too. Do I have enough to do that? It's a fat quarter, so I might have. I should probably iron this first. Like that's gonna happen. Yeah, I don't really care if this gets messed up because it's I don't like pink. But it is unobtrusive enough that actually it'll match. It goes really well with this. So a muted green would have been nicer, like that muted green there. That would have been better. I would have preferred that. But this will do. And I don't care if I mess it up either, so. Okay, so are these wefts cut straight? I don't have any selve edges, so I'm just checking if they're cut straight. They're not quite cut straight. Let's go by the dots, shall we? Oh, they're not cut straight at all. Okay. I think I've got enough to cut 2 of these. One of them. And one of them. 2 interior. 2 interior. Do I need any interior fabric? Oh, I do. I need interior fabric for this as well. I guess it's not the end of the world if I need to do that in a different colour. Ooh! Ooh! I've just had an idea. Ooh, hang on. Hold that thought. Hold that thought. Because I just thought about something. Hold on a second. I have that. I have that. And I have that. Okay. Okay, here we go. This is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do. Okay, part the first. We're going to make a little one in bright pink. Because I do not care if I mess up this fabric. I don't like it. But it's actually quite a nice colour. I don't like the colour. I'm not a pink girl. I would never use this. But it's canvassy. It's heavy. So it'll be easier to work with, right? So if I do the little one out of this, and if it works, Little Raven Ink gets a new pink pouch. And if it doesn't, horrible pink fabric I don't like goes in the bin. And I've got this that I can use that will go with this, which is much more me. This is much more me. So if I like it, I might make the bigger one. This one doesn't require a seam allowance, the big one does. So I might do that. Use this, because I'm limited on this amount of this fabric. I've only got 2-3 fat quarters. So I don't want to go mad with it and then not have what I need. Right? So if I can do the little one out of the easy fabric that I don't care about, and I think I've got a white zip as well, which will work, then I can have a go at the medium-sized one in this fabric, which is much more me. Or I've got this as well, which is this is kind of stiff and heavy, and it's got writing on it. It's coffee printed. Isn't it cool? It's got like Latin script on it, which I absolutely love. So that would be really cool as well. That's good, isn't it? Let's do that. So this and this and this, that'll need ironing because it's a mess. Where's the one with the space? That one. Let's pop that in there so I don't lose it. So that's the plan with that. Okay. If this works, we'll make a bigger one. Yeah? In colours we like. If this doesn't work, no harm, no foul. And if it does, I know somebody who loves pink. Courtney. Okay. Now I feel much calmer about this now, because I don't. If I do it wrong, I've got plenty of this. I can just cut more. Doesn't matter. Does not matter. Plus, this is nice Hessian fabric. It's quite heavy. Sort of feel more like the utility pouch. Okay. Let's get some pins. Yes, I'm using my wig pins because no, I don't have any sewing pins because who uses pins? The stuff with more sizing and body will definitely give the pouch more ability to stand up. Yes, it's more of a, it's more firm. But I'm not necessarily a big fan of firm pouches. So, okay. Double fold and hem stitch, hang on. Double fold and stitch this edge only. Is that including? That's 1/2 inch, isn't it? So that must be, oh, for the top of the pocket. Right, gotcha. Okay, so let's do that to that edge then. And I'm going to leave it just a little bit down because I have pinking shears, so I don't need to worry about silly edges. Oh. If it works, you could spray the one you like with waterproofing. Yes, I could, couldn't I? Although I don't really care about the inside. If it gets messy, it gets messy. I'm an artist. I expect things to get messy and mucky. I'm not one of those people who needs to have everything pristine. I like the fact that things age and change and... It's part of their charm. There's nothing I love more than seeing something that's really used, because it shows it's well loved and that the person enjoys what they do and enjoys using it. Okay, how do you get that pin in there without lifting it up? Oh, here we go. Okay, ow! We all knew that was going to happen sooner or later, didn't we? Okay. Exterior, cut 1. I don't need that yet. Interior, cut 2. So I'll do the same with that. Leave a little bit of a gap. Is anybody actually playing along with this? You mean to prevent the travel pouch from leaking onto clothes in the same bag? Oh! No, I always put things in bags. If anything's going to leak, it goes in a bag. That's what Ziploc bags were invented for. Also, if I do travel, I don't tend to take things like shampoo and stuff like that. I mean, hotels have that stuff. It's part of what you pay for with your room. If you're going to pay 100 odd quid a night for your room, I'm damn well using their shampoo. You're working on shadow work stuff. And so is Cody. Oof. That's what we're doing in class at the moment. We're doing tarot and shadow work. If you're interested, come on over. RhomanysRealm.org.uk or patreon.com/Romany. Come and join us. Okay. The shadow work tier is $10. Alright, so that seems to have gone okay so far. Let's use the big scissors in the first place, shall we? That's what I got them for. Ooh, nifty. Ooh, these are so handy. I've got a pair of these in my crochet bag just for cutting yarn, and I was thinking they'd be really useful to put in a journal kit because they're tiny, tiny little nippers. See? They're just big enough if you want to... They take a little bit of getting used to because they're slightly weird to cut with, but once you get used to cutting them, like if you want to cut a small piece of paper or sticker or just trim something, these are really good size for that. Cool. I got a free pair of them. I like it. That can be the first thing to go in my pouch if I get it made. Oh, that's for the scissors. It can go in the recycling box, which was just emptied this morning, so I can go and put another load out. Booyah! This is why we're not allowed sharp objects. You know what? I'm going to take my rings off because they're catching on everything. If you wrap your mind around a pattern, you should be able to cut them with the pockets in mind. Okay. Think of it incorporating... Oh, and original jeans pockets. Yeah. Well, original jeans pockets. There's This is the exterior, and then there's an extra one that you cut, that you put it together. Like, I think it's this one. You make like 2 of them and you concertina them. So you could just skip that bit and literally just put the denim pockets on the outside. That would be really cute. Yeah, you could even adjust this just to make a pouch with no pockets at all, or just the big pockets. I don't need that right now. Stay there. Something else to tell you. This weekend, I'll be having a sale on... I'm reopening tarot and astrology readings on my site. So if anybody's interested in that, obviously it'll go up for members. And then it'll go general sale at the weekend. I should have done it already. It was one of my jobs for this morning. Didn't happen. Oops. Cut in a straight line. Oh, it's really hard to cut in a straight line. You've got to hold your hand at a funny angle. And this is getting in the way. Oh, that's easier. Also, anybody who's already had a reading, I know there's quite a few of you here, there is a space on the site now for you to leave a review of your readings. So if you could do that, that would be awesome. Feedback is much appreciated. And I believe you can be anonymous. You can log in as a member and have your name there if you want to, but I think you can also do it anonymous. So spam comments will be deleted. Katie's all over that stuff. Okay, 2 interiors cut. So let's cut this bit here. Let's cut it that way. It was easier to cut it that side. Let's cut this bit first. All these big scissors are a bit unwieldy. The handles are really huge. Okay, there we go. So there's some spare bits if we need any. I'm not going to have enough for the bits that I need for that, but that's okay. Okay. Scoob, settle down, please. You've been out. You've been a dork. How can you tell the difference between a sewer and a paper crafter? Sewer's cut on the table, paper crafter's cut in the air, like rogues. It's fun to watch somebody else working on a sewing project. Oh, okay. I hope so. It's really just hanging out with me while I try and figure out what I'm doing. But I figured if nothing else it would be incredibly entertaining to see me mess this up. I may actually have to iron this. Ironing is overrated, but it might have to happen. I think what I'll just ignore it for this one, but this is kind of annoying. It doesn't sit flat. I think for when I do my one, my proper one, I'll iron it. Okay. Cut 2 of exterior fabric, 2 of interior fabric. Okay, you know what we're going to need? Going to need a white pencil. Look, that's not the white pencil I want. This is not the white pencil you're looking for. That's the white pencil I'm looking for. It's chalk. Okay, so that's the inside and the outside. I'm assuming we're going to stitch it inside out, so let's do it that way. Two. I know you can't see that, but I can. And that's all that matters. So there's two. One. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing again, but this time we're going to add in number 3. Cut one exterior. Oh, one exterior, not 2. Okay, let's do that afterwards then. Trying to confuse me with words and numbers. Totally didn't realise that you're still working on chapter 1 and this week we're on chapter 2. No, we're on chapter 1. Last month, read chapter 1. This month, working on chapter 1, read chapter 2 for March. Tomorrow we're doing chapter 1. Because last month we did Beginner's Tarot, the quick story and everything. Yeah? Okay. This would be a nice colour if I liked pink. Oh, a salvage. Oh, I do like to find a salvage. Oh, 2 salvages. Oh, I do like it when a salvage comes together. Oh, it's an offcut, but it doesn't matter. Okay. Match at the edges. Okay, is that because it's not cut like that, or because it was folded badly? I think it's cut and folded badly. Okay, so let's just put those 2 bits together then and see if that's long enough. Do you think that's long enough? What do you reckon? You reckon it's long enough? 1, double fold and stitch. See, with a salvage I might not need to double fold it. No, you're not behind. Not at all. Okay. That's cut 2 and we're going to stitch all the way around it. That's cut 1 and double fold. This is cut 1 and double fold. Okay. This is cut 2 and double fold. This is cut 1 and double fold. This is cut 2 anywhere. Okay, so let's use the salvages for these. I'm going to end up with an extra pocket, but doesn't matter. Where's the holes? So that's a 1/2 inch. So I'll be folding it on those dots or just behind the dots and under again. Okay, works. Oh, I've got to put that under there because it's I'm not including the fluffy bit on the self edge. Because I'll trim that off. Oop, that slipped a bit. Let's use that white line there. I put my pin in at an angle, that's why it slipped. So the paper slipped against the fabric. Gotcha. Pins have to go straight down. See, I've learnt something already. This fabric feels really nice actually. Now I only need one of these. Pin that there. Okay. Too much fabric in too many places. Okay. I'm dealing with all this stuff on the other side, you see. That's the problem. So every time I move, everything shifts. Alright, let's just chop this down here first. All of my scissors need sharpening because I use them for paper. Okay, it's that one. There's that one. This is quite stressful, you know. And then we've got to do the other one, so I'm thinking I'll use this so I know it's straight. Right? Does that make any sense? I can feel all the sewers in the group going, what is she doing? Don't need to cut off the self edge. That's going to be the seam allowance. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do. That'll do. Sewing pins. Pins, pins, pins. Okay, I need that again later for the pockets, the little pockets. So let's not lose it. Let's put it there with my black fabric. Okay, and then we can finish pinning this. Ow! Sorry, I'm not looking at chat, am I? Okay, one. Nope. Pin it first. Let's not be getting all gung-ho and trying to cut in the air with floppy fabric with only one pin in it. Let's not be that brave. Okay. There we go. Cut that bit off. Might be able to use that for a bit of the pocket bit later. Can't imagine why I would want to. I've got plenty of it. Okay. Doesn't look like this outside pink has a back and a front to it either, which is handy. So it doesn't matter. I don't have to worry about whether I've got right sides facing and all that. I can just sew it. Okay. One. Three. Oops. Make sure it's all flat. Hi, Boo Boo. I hear you. Are you singing again? Are you singing? Are you singing, Boo? What are you singing about? Have you got things to say? Huh? Do you have things to say? We got complaints for the management, Boo Boo. Oh, I see. You're all mouth till somebody calls you on it, right? I sit and talk to my dog like this all day. Yes, I do. And he answers back. Need to take the garbage out, debating whether to do it now or later. Do it now before it gets too dark. Because you'll just go, no, but I don't want to. Because that's what I did yesterday. And then I ended up having to go out and do it first thing this morning. When Miss Maddie went out for a pee, I was putting garbage out at 5 AM. You're not going to miss very much. You're literally just going to miss me finishing cutting this out, checking yet again that I have the right stuff going, and then trying to work out what on earth to do with that. So you're not going to miss much, don't worry. Oh right, this one gets cut all the way round. That's right, I don't need a salvage on this. Oh, my hand hurts. Sewing is such hard work. It's really uncomfortable to hold big scissors in tiny hands. you remember when you were a kid and you got to use the big kitchen scissors for the first time? It felt like you were using gardening shears. That's what this feels like. Okay, that's quite a big piece of fabric. I'll keep that just in case. That can go in my Alice in Wonderland journal, actually. Just still unfinished. That's another of my 20 lists, 20 projects that I started but never finished. Okay. Ugh, I'm covered in pink bits now. All right. Let's do this before I get any more confused with how many bits and pieces I've got. Number 3, front exterior flat pocket, cut 1 of exterior fabric. So I absolutely do not need, oh, there is an inside and an outside to this material. That's cool. Not that it matters, it feels the same on both sides, but it's very slightly different. It just looks slightly more even on this side. So this is number 3. Double fold and stitch hem this edge only. Okay, so it's not double folded yet, but it's a salve edge, so I might not need to double fold it. I can probably get away with just doing it that way. There's the front and back. Yeah, close enough. So we'll call that the inside, and that is number 3. This is a chalk pastel, it'll rub off. You just use an eraser and it'll come off, or a brush. Number 3. Number 2. Number 2. Inside and outside are easy to see on this one. So I'm going to assume that we pin these back to back or right side out. Interior flat pocket, back exterior. Oh, these are 2 different things. Cut 1 interior, 1 exterior. Oh, I see. This one goes on the outside and this one goes on the inside. Okay, so those all go together then. That makes more sense. Right, because there's 2. Let me get this in my head. So these, that's the bag. There's an exterior pocket and there's an interior pocket. That's why we've got 4 of them. Okay, that makes sense now. So that's 2. Let's just tack that back on there because I might need the instructions. 2. Front interior, right? Okay, back interior, back exterior. I don't know anymore. Okay, I've lost the plot. I'm just pinning now. Okay. Base layer. Cut 2 of interior fabric. Cut 2 of exterior fabric. Mark all notches. We might have forgotten to do that. Whoops. Okay. We didn't mark the notches on those. So this must be the front and the back. So these are going to be the ones that go back to back with the interior fabric. But first, I've got to cut the notches on this. So we've got to put them back together on here. Let's fold them back up the way they were when we cut them. It'll be easier. Oh, pinking shears makes it so much easier to line up edges. Line up the teeth. Line up the teeth. There we go. Don't forget to cut your notches, kids. See you, Gwen. Okay, now we've got notches. Oh, so much fun. So you've got the finished dimensions and stuff there. So this is going to be 7 by 5 by 2. It's about the size of an A5 book-ish. Actually, it's about the size of a chunky moleskin. Okay. There's no instructions for this pattern other than what's written on the pattern. So I'm going to have to use my intelligence, which could be entertaining. Okay. So that looks like the right side. So we need one of these on the right side. Are we sewing right sides together? If we do that, we can't turn it inside out, can we? It's got to be that way, hasn't it? And match up the notches. Ooh, look at that, spot on. I couldn't do that again. So this is going to be like that, and then when we cut these bits, they'll go on there like that as well, and then we'll do that, and we'll have all the seams on the inside, so we cover them with bias binding. There we go, that works. That's what she was talking about. It is very slightly off, but it doesn't matter. Oh, it's a lot easier to pin it without the paper in the way, because it lies flat. Okay, so that's number 1. Part 1. Inside. Outside, notches, oh, almost, notches, there we go, notches, come down here, scooch, there we go. What's that? Something in there. Oh, it's underneath. There we go. Notches. I can see how this is going to be a lot easier to put it together like this. So you've got, that's the front and back, outside and inside. It's kind of cool actually. Oh, that fabric feels really nice. It's soft. Yeah, it's going to be a lot easier to sew it together like this. So that's going to be the inside, and then that's hemmed to something else. Like that. And then you wrap bias binding around that. That's going to be a lot easier than trying to sew this bit to this bit and turn it inside out and then put them all together like the other girl does. Yeah, the other one's for advanced tutorials. So if you're going to pay for your pattern, if you know what you're doing, pay for your pattern and get the proper one. If you don't know what you're doing, stick with this one. Okay, so there's another one. It's coming together. It's almost looking professional. Look, don't I look like I actually know what I'm doing? Oh, did I not cut the notches on that one either? I didn't cut the notches on those either, or this one. I better do that while I remember, hadn't I? Okay, there's number one. Lesson learned, cut your notches, people. Cut your notches. Let's line this all back up here. Like that. Oops. I'm assuming there's notches on the long piece that goes around here that you line it up to. Scooby, settle down please. You've no need to be crying. Okay, there we go. Notches. Oops. Cut. My brain hurts. This is so much work. Number two. I'm quite proud of myself though. If I wasn't doing this on stream, I would have thrown it out in the corner and went, sod it, I'm not doing it. But I'm quite proud of myself for actually sticking with it and getting it done. Okay, let's line the top back up. Oh, I love having a straight edge. Okay, number three. There we go. Look how pro I look. Now I've cut my notches and everything. Okay, so that took about an hour. Before I even start this mess, I'm going to have some more coffee. I'm going to see what the dogs need. You have some light denim somewhere. And 2 wool suitings, wool tapestry and a plastic crate of quilting cotton, but no denim. No. You know where it'll be, Sarah? It'll be in the last place you look. Oh, hey, Amber. All right, coffee. We're coffeeed. I'm going to go and let the dogs out. I will be right back. Okay, and we're back. Now, let's work out what on earth I have to do with this, because this is like 6A, zip border, 6B, tape to 6B along this edge, tape to 6A along this edge. Aha! Like that. Gotcha. Okay, now we just need some tape, boo-boo. Come on then, sit in there. Good boy. Never catch the streams while they're live. Oh, well, I started late today. I'm usually later. If I'm on YouTube, I'm later on a Friday. But now that I've got Twitch working, I'll probably be streaming Friday afternoons on Twitch. Because I'm painting over there. Alright. Putting bits of paper together. This bit we can do. 6B. Ta-da! Okay, zip border. Cut 2 exterior, 2 interior. So that's 6. This is 5. 5A. 5. Oh, tape along 5B along this edge. Tape to about 5A along this. Oh no, that says 5B. Hang on. That says tape to 5B along this edge. That says tape to 5B along this edge. I'm going to assume that's a typo and that should say 5A. And that these two bits go like this, because I'm thinking this is the under bit that comes up like that, and this is the over bit that goes down like that. And they meet in the middle somehow. Although why this bit is wider than this bit. Oh, I know, I've got it. So this bit goes like this at the bottom and makes a pocket, because this bit goes down inside it there like that. That makes a pocket and hides the zip, and then you've got to make another one to go this side and the zip goes in the middle. Ha! I get it, I get it. Oh my god, I get it. I'm so excited. Never followed a pattern before in my entire life. Oh, Amber, what's happened? Your grandma passed away. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Is that the one who had dementia? It is, yeah. Oh, blessing and a curse. What a shame. Sorry to hear about that. Suddenly my Delfonics pouch doesn't seem so exciting. Okay, stick that there and that there. Yeah, this definitely says 5B, but this is 5B, so I'm going to assume that they're the same as the other one. And if they're not, well, then we'll have to take it apart, won't we? Okay. So we're only having one piece of this comes up round like that. And then we've got 2 of these side by side with a zip in the middle. Right, okay. Got it. Hold on to that little nugget of information, brain squirrel, because you're going to need it in a minute. Cuts fabric in the air, has paper matched to the within a hair's breadth of a millimetre. Okay, so that's 1 interior, 1 exterior, 2 interior, 2 exterior. And this one, I don't understand this bit at all. Double, oh, I get it. It's that bit, and then this is the wider pocket that you concertina to make the extra wide, to make the pouch pockets. Gotcha. Okay, this is the bit, so this is the base, and then you have the layer on top that is the external pocket on the front. I know that says back, but it's the same thing. And then you have this bit that goes along, and because it's wider, this is to allow for the pleating in the middle. Whew! Okay, that makes sense now. So this gets taped to that. Whoops. Just having the heebie-jeebies. This is going to be easier to do the other way around. Oh, I didn't cut that bit off. And I do need to cut that bit off. Okay. I'll deal with that in a minute. Ooh, this bit's tricksy. There we go. What are you doing, you two? You mean dorks? I'm being careful to get the tape straight, because if the tape is straight, then this edge is straight. What are you doing? Come on. Pick a side and stay there. So now we take this off. Yeah, this is the double fold bit. So it's just like the other pockets. So I think we probably want to do the double fold bits first, because that's not going to be easy to double fold it. By the time you've sewn that bit to that bit, you're not going to be able to double fold anything, are you? So we need to do the double folds first. But before we can do that, we need to cut the fabric. Okay, we're back to how many bits of this do I need? Okay, so this is one exterior. So this is the other part of this. So I've already got a bit cut out there somewhere, haven't I? I've already got an extra bit there that should be about the right size. There it is. Oh, easily the right size. So that'll do for that. I might have forgotten to switch my camera back on. Kirsty! Oh my god, haven't seen you in ages. How are you doing? My voice went really high there. Okay, so I missed a bit because I forgot to turn my camera back on, because I'm so into what I was doing. But you may have missed this bit, I don't know. I've stuck those two bits together now, and I've stuck these two bits together, and I figured out that this 4A and 4B, this is, so it goes on there like that, and then this is the bit that gets folded and pleated to make it the right width. That's why it's wider. Okay? I don't know if you caught that or not, because I don't know how much I did when I came back. I don't know. This is cut 1, So where I cut the one piece for pocket 3, I just snagged off that one bit, and now I'm just gonna fold it up. I don't know why I'm conserving material. I'm never going to save any of these bits. So I've just got to cut this out now. Because for pocket 3 we only needed 1, and for pocket 4 we only need 1. Because 3 and 4 are essentially the same pocket, it's just that 3 is divided in 2 and 4 is the pleated one on the front. See, it's starting to make sense now, and I've never even touched a Delfonics pouch. Oh dear. Okay, this is going to need an extra pin in the middle. So far, Grain Creative, can't remember her name. That's her YouTube channel. And her at. So far, it's working. And I don't know what I'm doing. I've never followed a pattern before. So if I can do this, anybody can. Of course, we haven't got it sewn together yet, but, you know, the pattern bit, following a pattern, I think we're doing okay with. Okay. So that's that one. Don't forget to cut any notches. Oh, there's no notches on this. There's no notches on this one. Oh, because it's going to get pleated. So you don't have to line it up, because you're going to make it fit, I think. I don't know. When I get to that pleated pocket, I might have to stop and watch the tutorial. Watch her do that bit on the video. I have watched the video, so I've got a vague idea, but it was like months ago, so... credit or shout out rather to my friend Wicked Red as well, over on, or Wicked Redhead, sorry, over on Instagram. She was the one who found this pattern, and she made it and then said to me, hey, this will be a good challenge for you, because she knew I was looking for sewing projects, and she said it was surprisingly easy. However, she's a quilter, okay? She knows what she's doing. She whipped hers up in about 2 hours. I think she said 2 hours plus cutting, which is about right for an experienced sewer, because the original, doing it as a tutorial and explaining what you're doing as you go along, took her 4 hours, which is about right. Twice as long to explain it as it is to do it. So... how much are we on? It's taken me 2 hours just to cut the damn thing out. But I've never used a pattern before, so be gentle. Okay, I'm going to keep this bit just in case. Well, I can use it in my Alice in Wonderland journal anyway, but I'm also thinking if I need to make like little end tabs for the zip or anything like that, because I don't know what zips I've got, I might have to finagle a zipper end. I don't even know if I've got a zip that'll fit. I don't know what size zip I need. That's not written on the pattern. Okay. Cut 1 exterior fabric. This pattern piece is longer than a sheet of paper. You need to take this side and the next together for it to be the correct size. Oh, I should have read that in the first place. That would have told me doing everything the long way round again. All right. Side bottom, cut 1 interior, 1 exterior. Cut 2 interior, 2 exterior. Okay, so this is the bit that goes on the top for the zip. I think I've got enough of that to do that, maybe. Let's have a look. Let's line this back up with where it was cut. The trouble is, once I start projects like this, I either get halfway through them, decide it's too hard and then stop, or I don't stop until I'm finished. So we could still be here tomorrow morning with me going, okay, put side A, 6A to 6B. Okay, is that going to be wide enough? Oh, just! Look at that, it's almost exact. Just! If I fold this where it needs to be, if I fold this back up here to meet the teeth, reseat that bit there. Cut that bit off so it's out of the way. Double check the other side. Oh yes, yes, this is going to work. So 2 interior, 2 exterior. Let's do it this way because then I can. This drops down on this side. Let's do it here, and then I can line it up to this edge. Ooh, shakes. Stop, 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 stop. Line it up to that corner there, on that front piece of fabric. There. And then I've just had an idea for what to do with the bottom. Line that along there. Don't need to cut that bit then. Just need to trim that edge off. Keep it in a straight line. Ow. Voila! Make sure it's flat. It's not quite flat, is it? Paper doesn't lie flat. Material lies flat, paper doesn't. That's along that edge there. Oh, there's pins underneath. Why. There we go. Just along there, along there. Take that pin out. Let's put another one there because this is going to be the one we have to put the zip on, so I think an extra pin is not going to be a bad thing. Line it up with the dots and voila! You'd happily watch till tomorrow morning. Oh my god. I get overexcited with projects like this, and I have to, especially if they're going well, and so far, touch wood, this is going well. Okay, so this side I just need to trim off the lumpy bits on the back piece. There we go. And then cut off this edge here. Now this edge is going to be a bit tricky. Woo! Thank you for the follow. That's over on my Twitch stream, which will be on Friday. Could be any time between 1 PM GMT and 4 PM GMT starting, depending on what time I get up. But I paint all afternoon on Fridays, now that I've got my camera working. Hopefully I'll get 2 cameras working this week. Okay, so this bit, I've just got to cut off that folded edge. Which is actually easy once you squish it down. Whoops. I don't know how I managed to pull that out. For those who've just joined us, I am following a free tutorial and pattern from The Grain Creative here on YouTube. I've put her link down in the description below to the video. Making a DIY Delfonics pouch. There are 2 versions, well there's several versions, but there's 2 main versions that have tutorials with them. One is Grain Creative's free one, and there's another that looks slightly more advanced to me, and you have to buy the pattern, but it's cheap. It's like five bucks. It's not like it's hugely expensive or anything. Go support a fellow creative. Yeah, all links are down below, and I'll put Tiffany's links in as well. Okay, cut 2 exterior and 2 interior, and there's no notches. Why is there notches on the other bit, but there's no notches on this? Surely there should be notches on the other bit. Yeah, so that's the zip, and then that goes like that around the top, and that goes like that around the bottom. Ta-da! Okay, so that needs exterior fabric. 1 interior. What do you think? I've got enough of this? Do you think this will be enough? Oh, do you think it'll be enough? Oh, not quite. Look, it's the right width and everything. Oh, you're kidding me. It's the right width and everything, even the thin bit there. It's the right width. That's the bottom, isn't it? Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to fold this in half. Oh, it's exactly on the tape. That's handy. So we only need 1 of this, right? Yes. All right, here we go. This is what we're going to do. Here's the plan, Stan. Here's the plan. We're going to cut this bit here. Just there. We're going to cut that bit from that end, and we're going to put this bit in the middle, which will be at the bottom. Okay, so we're going to cut this in half. This is where the... Was that my light just flickered? Or did a bat just fly across my head or something? Okay. Cut this. Let's cut it with shears and then we don't lose any length. So I'm cutting the long bit I've got in half. I'm quite impressed with this bit of rogue-ivering actually. This is the bit I enjoy. Creative problem solving. Following other people's designs, not my cup of tea. But creative problem solving to fix your own problems and go, oh, I haven't got enough of that. That I can do. Okay, so let's pin that there. I'm lining up the pinked edges so that I don't have to cut off any more fabric than I need to, because this is all I've got. Okay. Kirsty's a sewer, if I remember correctly, so she's probably laughing her ass off at me right now. Okay. So there's that edge. Put a pin on this side as well. This is going to make sense in a minute, I promise. So that's that edge. This is going to be this edge. So line up the pinked bit, and the pinked bit there, and the pinked bit there. Can we make it? Yes, we can. Where's that from? Oops. Not straight. Bob the Builder. Bob the Builder. Just put a couple of card games on there. It'll stay out of everybody's way for years. Okay. This keeps slipping on this paper because the paper's very slightly shiny. Let's do it this way again. There we go. I'm stretching the fabric very slightly because it's cut on the bias. It's Bob the Builder, isn't it? Bob the Builder, can we fix it? Well, we can get a long piece of fabric out of a short piece of fabric is what we can do. We have that technology. Okay, now what I'm going to do with this bit is cut it to the right width to begin with. That's straighter, that edge. Let's do that edge there. Should have done this bit first. Would have made more sense. But I'm just trimming this to the right width, so I don't have to worry about this bit while I'm doing the rest. Should have pinned it in the middle, but never mind. Wouldn't have to pin it again then. Okay, if we pin it in the middle, we won't have to pin it twice, will we? So let's just do it properly the first time. Fold this in half using the edge that we know is straight. So that line of dots there is the one that's straight. Okay, that's the middle. So that middle bit go on that bit there, like that. Okay, so if I do that, these bits out of the way. All this because I don't have a piece of fabric long enough. But I'm impressed that I got all of that out of one piece of fabric. Ow! Gosh darn pins! Okay, let's cut this off. Ta-da! Now, if I overlap this like that, this bit here like that. My brain! My brain! Okay, now I can cut off these bits. I'm glad I had a straight edge to do the first bit. Because this fabric is cut on the bias and it's very slightly stretchy, the fact that this corner doesn't quite fit, I don't think it'll matter because I can push it into place as I sew it. And this edge, I don't want to cut through the pattern, so I'm just going to cut along the edge. Again, that's not quite wide enough, but again, it's stretchy, so it'll work. It'll work. We'll make it work. That's off the edge of the pattern now, so okay. Now that these are the same width, I should be able to them so that's that pin there. Yep. I'm not going to cut them yet because that's not enough seam allowance, I don't think. I've got a bit more seam allowance on one edge than the other. I'm not quite sure how I managed that. Oh no, I don't. Got almost no seam allowance on either edge. But we're doing it. We're doing it. No, you can't sell these. There is one that Tiffany's, I believe, comes with a license. That if you can't resell the pattern, but you can sell the stuff that you make from the pattern. So you can purchase the license with it. This is free for personal use only. This is my challenge to see if I can follow a pattern. So I'm not going to pink these edges yet. I'll sew it first and then I'll pink the edges. Okay. So that's going to be the bottom, right? So it'll be like that. So that little extra piece is right in the bottom in the middle. See, that's where I was going with it. And then I'll just sew these two bits together. And then I've got one long piece in the right colour fabric. Bum ching. And that's what I've got left. So if you use a fat quarter and you do this in the middle at the bottom, that's how much fabric you'll have left. Apart from a few slivers. So that's 5. That's number 5. Oh, hang on. We need to cut a exterior one of this as well. Right. Okay, that makes it even easier. So what I'll do, let's unpin all this off the paper. I'll cut the exterior one, and then I'll pin this bit against the other fabric to make sure that these edges are right, and then I can sew those two edges together and I'll know it's the right length. Oh, I didn't cut that bit off. There we go, that's that sorted. Okay, so see, it'll look like that, but the right way out. Because obviously I've done it on the wrong side, haven't I? Because why would I do it the right way round? Okay. Long piece. Cut one. Let's find a bit of grain that's going the right way. Actually, that edge is quite straight there. Let's use that. This is much easier fabric to work with because it's heavy. It doesn't slip about so much. I'm just trying to follow the grain of the fabric so that it doesn't stretch out of bounds, because that'll make putting that bit together a little bit more tricky. Should get a nice straight edge off that. With which to fold for the zippy bits. So this looks like it's reasonably straight this side. That's wider than I need, but I'd rather it was straight. I don't mind if I waste a bit of this fabric. Oh, wrong scissors. See, now I've got a straight edge, you can see where the threads are. There's no notches on this to cut, is there? No. So I'm going to line it up with that where the white is, so I know that's straight. know from experience that when you're fitting a zip, the last thing you want is your material to be on the cross grain. That's why I'm being really careful with this bit to make sure that it goes straight. Everything else you can MacGyver, but if you want a zip to fit, you don't want it on a cross grain. I learnt that the hard way. When you get to the end of your zip and you've got an extra 1.5 inches that you don't know where it came from. Okay. Now I fold this edge in enough to cut off. Voila! Don't start moaning again, you two. You've literally just been out. Oh, these big shears are starting to make my wrists hurt because you have to lift your thumb up so high. My little chubby gnome hands were not made for scissors this big. This is why gnomish professions involve digging stuff up and hitting things with hammers. We're not built for delicate work. That's an offcut, isn't it? I hope. Don't really know. That's my number 6s. Oh, the mess! Crikey. There's little bits everywhere. Alright. So that's my number 6s. They're done. All I've got to do now is finagle my number 5. 4 bits. Oh, I haven't cut this one out yet. Okay. Should probably do that first then. Let's start cutting this side first, because it might shift as I'm cutting. I'm sure this looks very awkward for people who actually know how to sew and cut and all that stuff, but this is working for me because I'm used to cutting bits of paper to match each other, so cutting in the air like this allows me to use my other hand to hold the fabric to the pattern so that I can make sure that it stays flat to the pattern. I tried cutting on the table, it's far too hard. This is a very long, awkward piece, I've got to say. Would have easier to do this in 2 pieces. Just sew them together. Was only just close. This little one includes the seam allowance, so that's fine. I'll keep that bit. I can use that for pockets for my Alice in Wonderland journal. These bits can go in the bin. Canvas is very, very bitty. I'm assuming that's because I'm using double weft canvas and pinking shears. Woo! Anybody else worn out? Okay, how long have I been on? 3 hours? I want to finish off this little bit. No, 4:30. Oh, so it'll be about 3 hours. Okay, that's fine. Just going to finish off this little bit. So now that I've got this the right size, I can take those off. Finish what I was doing with this bit, because it'd be much easier to match it to a flat piece of fabric and then sew it. So I need it to be inside out. Okay. Unpinked edge there as well that I need to sort out in a minute. Will you settle down? Okay, so that can go on there. And that can go on there. Pin it a bit further back. Stop! Bit at this end. They are not quite the same size. Like I said, this bit is cut on the bias, so it's going to stretch a little bit. I'll just shufty it into position as I sew, which I know I can do when I'm hand sewing. I'm assuming I can do it when I'm machine sewing. It can't be that hard, she says. Can't be that hard, right? Okay, there's the middle. Oh, I need to, no, I'll pink the edges after I've sewn it because it won't fit otherwise. There's the middle. No, I need to sew it that way. The middle. This bit go. Scooby, quiet please. There. And now I've got enough to be able to pull these together. So I can actually pin them in place and stitch them. So nice and flat. Come on, stop shaking. So I've got an 1/8 of an inch allowance there, which is enough to just seam that and pink it. It's going to be on the inside, so it's not going to take any. It's not going to be taking any weight, really, because it's backed by this heavy canvas. So I can get away with this, I think. That's one side. I managed to pin it to that bit as well. I bloody have. Look at that. Is that supposed to be? Oh, it's supposed to be like that. Yeah, it's going to be like that, isn't it? Okay. I needed to pin it at the edge first to make sure it's the right width. Idiot. This would have been so much easier if I'd gone with plan B, which was, oh, there you go, see, that works, which was to use the black and white polka dot for the bottom piece, so when you went inside, the inside was pink and the bottom had a black and white dots. That would have been so much easier, but I've started now, so I'm going to finish. Okay. I'm going to do the same on these bits. Down. Hopefully it's going to work. Yes. Oh, just about got enough. Just. Might have to hand stitch this so I can flat seam it. That will give it a bit more strength. Because it is not. Oh, this is so fiddly. Okay, I'm going to assume 1/4 of an inch, 1/8 of an inch, and hope that that works, because this is too fiddly to bend it as well on this edge. There's one. And there's two. There's 3. Moment of truth. Yes! Okay, that works. So all I've got to do is hem those now, seam those, trim them with the pinking shears, trim this edge because I forgot to do that. And then I can start putting it together. I'm making Delfonics pouch dupe. It's the pattern is from Grains Creative. All the information is down in the info bar below. There's also, this one is for personal use only. So you make it, it's yours, you can't sell them. That doesn't quite fit, but I think it's because the, think it's because there's so many pins there. I think it will fit. I've just got to be really careful how I sew this. Yeah, there's a link to another one that allows for commercial license, so you can buy the pattern and then make them and sell them on Etsy or whatever. But I haven't linked that one yet. I've got to link that one in a minute. So I'm making it in this hideous bright pink fabric and this hideous pink polka dot fabric because I didn't know if I could do it. So I'm doing this first. This is my test run, and if it works, I'm just going to give it to someone who loves pink. And then I'm going to make one for myself in the medium size with that and that on the inside and that on the outside, which is much more me. And then I might make a little one as well to go with it, but I want a bigger one. I think I want the bigger one. If you're going to make a pouch, you might as well make a big one, right? Carry all the things. And this colour on camera actually is very true to what it actually looks like. It really is that neon pink kind of in your face colour. Alright, so now I need to take this bit off of here and this bit off of here and this bit off of here. So that's number 5. I need to sew these two bits together. I'm wondering if this might be quicker and easier to stitch it by hand, actually, because I'm going to have to, if I do it on the sewing machine, I'm going to have to change all my threads, all my cotton. Whereas if I do it by hand, I can just grab the white cotton and a needle. No, it'd be stronger if I sew it, won't it? We're supposed to be doing it by hand, by machine, not by hand. It's a machine project. Let's do it by machine. Let's keep those out. Okay, here's my machine. Hello, machine. Haven't played with you for a while. You're a little bit dusty. Okay. Let's change our cotton out. Bright pink cotton. I bet I have some that matches perfectly. Oh, this is for that bit though. So maybe... Okay, should I match it lighter or match it darker? Should I match it to the pink colour? That's almost exactly the same colour, isn't it? It's not even a question. Let's just use that. White will show up too much, won't it? Yeah, let's use the pink. The matching bobbin is that one, I believe. Yep. Isn't this an awesome set? These are linked in my Amazon shop as well, if you're interested. It's like 36. It's perfect for art journalists because it's one roll of every colour you could ever possibly want and then some extras. Okay, that goes on there, under there, down there, up there. Oh. Oh. Oh, it's a hook on this one. I was trying to get the loop to come up to thread it through, but it doesn't have a loop. Sorry, I don't have a second camera set up so that you can see what I'm doing on the machine. Streaming goals. But I'm only going to be doing this for a second. Literally just going to sew these two bits together and then I'm going to be back to hand finishing. Okay, there's the top. Okay, just talk amongst yourselves while I find the end of my bobbin. I think it's that diagonal bit there. See ya! Oh, of course you're Australian, aren't you? So it's bedtime for you. Come on, come up. There you are. Bobbin goes. I always think about which way round the bobbin goes. Not that way. Oh, not that way, it goes that way. Right, okay. I remember. Here we go. It goes around there and you have to feed it under that bit there. Like that. Is that right? Sure, I can machine stitch stuff, she says. Can't even thread the bobbin. No, I think I've got that wrong. Left and right, left and right. The thread curls that way round. The thread curls that way round. There we go. The thread curls that way round. And it goes down through that little bit there. Like that. Okay. Yay! There we go. Done it. I did it! Oh, I'm almost a professional sewer. This thread in the bobbin feels very slightly thinner than the thread in the needle, but I don't think that matters. I guess we'll find out in a second, won't we? So is anyone an experienced sewer sitting there shouting at me right now going, just do it like this, it's so much quicker? Sorry. Can't believe how long it took me to cut that pattern out. Jeez. Okay, we're on to the easy bit now. Where's my pedal? Oh, Miss Maddie's got my pedal. Give me my pedal back. Okay. What stitch are we on? Let's use a small tight stitch. Cotton. I reckon a number 4. Yes, let's do that. I'm not sewing over my pins. Don't have a heart attack. Okay. Here we go. Yes, I'm painfully slow. I'm also sewing 1/8 of an inch seam on the bias, so cut me some slack. By Jove, I think she did it. Yes! Look at that tiny little seam. Look at that. Look at that tiny little seam. That's not bad for somebody who just started sewing in July last year and just got a decent sewing machine in October, right? Look at that tiny little seam. Okay, let's take those pins out before I kill myself with them. Do the other side. Mm. If you struggle with picking up little tiny bits with like the little pins that have got little balls on the end, I can't pick those up. I don't know what it is about them, but I literally can't pick them up. These T-headed pins, they're called wig pins. You stick them into plastic heads to hold your wig down while you brush them, but they got flat heads. They're so much easier to pick up. Little tip for you there. I'm not very dexterous when it comes to picking up small stuff. Big chubby gnome fingers and fingers that don't cooperate. Let's make sure this is straight. That's the edge I've got to cut off in a minute anyway. There we go. Whoops. Still not easy to hold on to if you're a klutz, but you know. Okay. Once more with feeling. Ooh. Yeah, I'm starting to lose coordination now. It might be time to stop in a minute. Up. Oh, it's slipping because I'm going the opposite way on the bias, and I can feel it pulling against the machine. Oh, what a weird feeling. It's almost like when you're on a boat and you can feel your body going the wrong way. Strange. versus camber. What kind of sewing machine is it? It's a Brother XN1700, which is the it was a special edition one for a particular company here in the UK. It's the same as the LX17, I think it is. There's a super popular £80, $100 sewing machine by Brother that's an LX, and it's got 17 in the name, or 170 or 1700 or 17X or something like that. Yeah, it's the same as that, it's just got a different thing on it. Ironically, it's pink. It's got pink stripes all over it. But it's a great little sewing machine. It's so sturdy. It feels really solid when you're using it. Of course, that could just be because I was using that tiny little thing that used to bounce around all over the place. Actually, I still use it. It's over there. Yeah, it could be that that's why. Yeah, it feels super, super solid. Okay. Measure twice, cut once, right? So let's double check one more time. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, the light pink has actually ended up a tiny bit longer than the dark pink, which it wasn't just now. I don't know how that happened. I can only assume that I did these just a tiny bit too thin. But that's okay. Doesn't matter. Okay, so I'm just going to pink the edge of this while I remember to do it without cutting off my machine things. This is exactly the right width, so I'm literally just cutting into the edge. I hardly ever see American sewers using these pinking shears. Do you not habitually use these? English sewers, we never cut anything without them. Like, it's very unusual for an English sewer not to use pinking shears, but American sewers, you hardly ever use them. I've hardly ever seen anybody. Why is that? Why don't you people use pinking shears? They're awesome. Let's get my thread out of the way so I don't cut that off. There. Oops. Yeah, I managed to brush that all over me now. I'm covered in pink bits. Right, I've just got to sew in these ends and I'm done with that bit. I'm done with all the cutting out and stitching together, and all I've got to do is sew the thing. What on earth have I done here? Oh, I wibbled it. Oh, there we go. Ooh, crikey, that's not meant to come out, is it? I did double finish this, but I like sewing in my ends, so. You use pinking shears. Excellent. Oh, you trim your seams down afterwards. Oh, right, okay. We do before and after. Well, that's how I was taught to do it by my mum anyway. Oh, if I put that against there, it's easier to see. Cutting out your pattern, and then once your seam allowance is done, if your seam allowance is too big, you trim it down with pinking shears as well, again. But we cut everything with pinking shears, otherwise you've got these big threads hanging out everywhere. I was watching Actually, cross grains tutorial. Doing this, and she had threads and pulls and all sorts of stuff everywhere, and I'm like, and she kept going, I'm gonna have to go and tidy this up, I'm gonna have to go and she'd go and tidy it up, and 10 minutes later it'd be back the way it was before, and I'm like, well, why didn't you just pink the edges? Then you wouldn't have this problem. I can't see the pink against my hand. Can't see the colour. Ah, there we go. I think I got both threads. There we go. No! It came out. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Dog hair stuck to my scissors. What's happened here? Oh, that's a bit of fabric. It's not. See, this is what happens all the time. If you don't pink your fabric, this edge is not pinked, and this is the edge that's fraying constantly. See? So I don't really understand why you wouldn't do that first. It seems much more sensible to me to do it first. Stop all the fraying, and then you don't have to deal with it later. What did I do there? I was going to top stitch these seams, but there's not enough allowance to do it. So I think I'm just going to, yeah, I'll just leave them. I'll just pink the edges and hope that they stay. Scoob, what are you moaning about now? Do you have complaints for the management? Again, come and tell us. Come and tell us what your problem is. Come on, come and tell us what your problem is. Come up here and tell us what your problem is. Come and tell everybody. Come and tell everybody what your heckin' problem is. What's the matter? Is that right? Well, that's terrible, isn't it? Poor boy. Okay, that's that side done. See, there's just all bits everywhere because of that edge. Oh, look at that. I'm so proud of that seam. Come on. That's a good seam. Almost even managed to get the polka dots matched up. Let's just pink this edge while I remember, or it's going to drive me crazy that it keeps fraying. Tiniest seam in existence. But that's good because it won't cause a big ruckus at the bottom of the thing. We don't want it to be a big theme. I'm very, very proud of that, guys. I know it's a little thing, but dude, look at that seam. Is that not good seam? Oh. Anyway, this one went a bit funny on the end again because I had all these bits that kept getting caught in the sewing machine. See, all these thready bits. Where's the actual machine thread? I think it's there. All of this crap gets stuck in your sewing machine. It's a very short edge. That's me with bits sticking out though. That could be, maybe that's where I get it from my mum. Because none of us can handle bits sticking out. Even when I'm crocheting, I don't crochet squares and then spend 2 days sewing all the bits in afterwards. I do it as I go. Because if I had to sew those bits in afterwards, I'd have 50,000 crocheted squares and no blankets. Oh, come on. Yeah, all of my crochet projects would be those sad little bags of half-finished squares in the charity shop, you know, that you come across and you're like, oh, look, somebody didn't finish their blanket. Yeah, that would be me. You crochet those in as you go. You don't need to sew them in later. I don't think I've ever used sewing on a crochet project ever, actually, other than I think I sewed eyes on something once. Oh, I see what happened here. It went off the edge. Okay, so let's pick that back up there. This is the edge where it was fighting me and going against the curve of the machine. So it went kind of off the corner instead of going straight. Well, that's okay, we can fix that. There we go. Oh, don't come thingied. Please don't do that. That was close. Nearly didn't make that. Yeah, this one isn't quite as good because this is where it was trying to pull against me. So you can see it went straight, 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 straight. Ooh, whoosh. But it's okay. It's going to be on the inside of the inside of the inside, so it doesn't matter. Nobody's going to see it. Oh, this one's not at the edge. How are my hands so dirty from handling fabric? All this fabric is clean. How am I so filthy? Oh, it could be from the pattern. It could be the ink coming off the pattern. Never thought of that. Here we go. I can't see pink thread against your pink hand. Oh, this is a nightmare. Oh, they're not even. That won't help, will it? Can you hear Maddie snoring? You've got Maddie snoring like a pig, and Scooby is chewing on his blanket. So he's going. Yes, there we go. Oh no, I've got the Witcher song in my head. Get out. Get out of my head. Get out of my head. See, black's so much easier. Just make everything black and then you don't have problems seeing what you're doing. Oh god, it's going to need so much brushing off when it's finished. Just bits everywhere. Pink this edge as well while I'm here. Oh, tiniest seam ever. You thought the other seam was tiny. Nothing on this one. There we go. Oh. Ta-da! So that's going to be on the inside at the bottom. Oh, so you are going to see it, but it doesn't matter because you won't. You won't be able to see the end of it, will you? So there's the other number 5. Ta-da! Oh, I'm so proud of that. Little victories. Little victories. So that's my number 5 piece. I'm not sure what order she sews it in. I suspect she sews the zip into this piece first, because that's going to be the trickiest bit to do. Then sews that onto the top and this onto the bottom of one side, and then does the other side. But I can't remember because it's been a while since I watched the video, so I'm going to have to watch the video to see what order she puts it together in and make a note of that. But that means anybody who wants to play along, that's where you need to be up to for next week and dig out your sewing machine. Now, sewing the outside, I either want to use contrast stitching or I want to match it to the outside fabric, don't I? or sewing it in general. I don't want to use contrast stitching, so I'm gonna take this out. And put the dark pink in so that I'm ready to go while I still know how to thread my sewing machine. I don't have to think about it next time then. So let's match a colour to the dark pink. Pretty sure we'll have that. Oh, I might not have a dark pink. I might have to use... Oh, I don't have a dark pink. I use the light pink, shall I? That's the nearest I've got, and that's purple. That looks about right. Yeah, that looks perfect. But bobbin wise, I don't have a pink. The nearest I've got is the one that matches that one. And that's not the right colour, that's purple. So I'd be better off using the light pink, won't I? I could run a bobbin through with this. I know how to do a bobbin now. That's an almost perfect match, so that'll be fine. Yeah, I'll just use the light coloured bobbin. I think it'll be alright. Because that's only the loopy stitches, isn't it? The long stitches that you'll actually see is the dark colour, so. Yes, get your sewing machine out for next week, Pam. I'm just going to rethread my sewing machine. So back to working out how to do this. So it goes in that way, winds that way, goes that way, goes in there, and then goes into that little clip just there, like that. Oh, wrong way round. There we go. Oops. Light. That's what I need. Why is that tight? What's it caught on? Oh, is that the wrong way round? No, it's caught on something. What's it caught on? Why are you so tight? Did I get you caught on something there? Ah! Didn't get you in the right loop. There we go. The advantage of this machine over my other one, much as I love my little dinky one because it's really easy to just pick up and throw around and I'm not scared of breaking it, the advantage of this one is that if something's not working right, I can pretty much guarantee it's me, not the machine. Just keep the light fabric on the bottom as you sew and the thread will match. Well, I think what we're doing is sewing outside and inside sewing all together. So should I be using the lighter thread after all? Not the... Oh, it'll be going that way. So that's the inside and that's the outside, and we sew it like that. So the outside's there. So should I be using the inside coloured thread? I guess I should be, shouldn't I? Because I'd be sewing that bit together. And then I use the dark thread for folding of the seams. It's fine as it is. Okay. I don't really care if the stitching shows. It's not a big deal. I know that the thread at the top needs to match the main fabric. I've never really understood bobbins. Bobbins scare me. I only learnt how to reel one the other week, and only because I was desperate. Fortunately, these days, I mean, my mum's machine is a full-on Uber singer from the 80s. It does everything but make you a cup of tea while you're sewing. I mean, it's got 78 embroidery stitch settings. It comes with 12 different feet. And it's got these massive disc things that you put in for fancy embroidery. And for random embroidery and all that kind of stuff. It can quilt and everything. It's even got an overlocking head, which is just crazy. And it scares me to death. Because it's got no instructions. Well, it has, but the instructions are like the size of a Bible. And who's going to read them? My mum did. But, you know, in general, I'm not going to read the instructions, am I? Whereas this one doesn't come. It does come with an instruction book, but all the instructions are also on the machine as well, in little pictures. So you don't have to read the instruction book, which I love. Give me pictures. I'm good with pictures. Well, I'm better with pictures. I still have to work out which way I'm rolling stuff, but you know. There we go. Ta-da! She did it. She did it. She did it. Oh, I'm really pleased with myself. I know it may seem a small victory to some of you, but just getting this cut out and following a pattern, that's me checking off one thing on my 20 things to do. So I've read quite a few audiobooks and stuff. I might even press this before next week so that it's a bit easier to put together, because this is all right because it comes out, but this cotton is quite rucked up, so that might be a bit tricky to sew with the big lines in it. I might... Oh, who am I kidding? I'm just going to sit it on top of the radiator and hope the creases fall out. That's what I'm really going to do. You jealous of embroidery machines? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fancy stitches, and I've also got the random foot. Yes, I'm just about to clock off. I've been cutting and pasting and sewing, and this has taken... What time did I start? 3 hours. Yeah, 5 o'clock I started this. It's 3 hours it's taken to do this. It's been mental gymnastics. And I'm stopping now. So hopefully next week I'll get to sew this together. In the meantime, I need to... I can use my bullet journal. My mini bullet journal. It's not a bullet journal, it's just fancy note paper. Okay, so let's put this here. Delfonics. I need to check sewing order, rewatch video, and I need to check zip length and purchase. I can pop up the sewing shop tomorrow. If I do that tonight, I can do that tomorrow, pop up the sewing shop in the morning, drop by the garage at the same time. Haha! Boom! Because the sewing shop is just around the corner from the garage, and they will have, I'm guessing this needs like a 10-inch, 12-inch zip, something like that. That's got to be easy to find. I'll just get a white one, I think. The pink is not going to be able to match. Oh, I showed this at the beginning. For anybody who's looking at this and going, oh, that's cute. I showed this right at the beginning. So if you did miss the beginning of the session, that's what I did a quick look at this and my iPad stuff to catch you up with where I am. Okay, so for those who are more advanced sewers and interested in the more advanced one by Tiffany, or perhaps making them to sell or something like that, I will put her links in after the video. I think I have to wait until it finishes doing. And if you make one of these, come on over to my website, Trello. Come over to my Trello and show me what you've made. I'll make a card in the alumni forum. Come on over and join us. Link is down below. Sign up. Katie will add you to the team. And there'll be a little card in there. Everything's done like index cards. And I'll show you. You can show what you've done. You can show your steps, and I'll share my video and links and stuff. And the links for the videos and all that for everybody else. Okay, thanks for joining me, guys. It's been a bit of a marathon today. Hopefully I'll get on a little bit earlier next week. I'm hoping to be on by 3 at the latest next week, because this is going to be a lot of sewing. And what I might start to do is just pin bits together. So, like, I mean, obviously, these 2 bits are going to go on the inside. These are going to go on the outside. So you'll have 2 layers. The zip's going to be in between. You'll have one like that of each colour. Zip in the middle. That's going to be easy to pin. I might pin that before I start, because you'll be able to see what I've done. So anything that's ready to, easy to pin and can be done, like those, this pocket 3. This pocket 3 has to be double folded on the stitch, double folded and stitched on the hem. So this is a salvage. I probably won't need to double stitch it, but I do need to fold it down and pin it. So I'll probably do stuff like that. And I think what I'll do with these, oh, I know what I could do with this for a nice bit of contrast, is fold it down and then maybe do a top stitch along here in a contrast like white. Wouldn't that look cool? Ooh, that would look really cool. If I get that pinned in ready, all this fiddly stuff is done then. There's 2 other bits that need to be folded down like that as well. Actually, I might do those tonight. I might do those now, after I've eaten, and then sit and watch the video while I'm doing it. See? I'm really excited. Anyway, thanks for joining me for a marathon session. Hopefully next week's won't be quite so long, because if I don't get all this done in one session, there's a very good chance it'll get thrown in the corner in a huff, and I'll have to do it in 2 sessions. So I'm not going to rush myself to try and do it in 2 hours. The experienced sewer did it in 2 hours. I'm not expecting to take me any less than 4 or 5, honestly. So I will see you again soon. Bye.